Hi, Libra. Welcome to your Leo season reading. August 2024 reading. All information to work with me one-on-one is below, as well as the extended version of this reading, which will be in the first link below. Give it about 24 hours before you can access that. If you subscribe, you'll be getting it first to your email. So please check that out. Website will be coming soon, but you can still book with me until then. New podcast is out, segment is out as well. Check that out. There's a lot of good gems in there. I like long form, and you'll notice the more you get to know me, the more you hang out here in the Venusian wave, where I'm starting to learn like what I know what it feels like, right? And this is like where we'll dive into reading too. So this is a part of it, is where like, excuse me, bringing things into beauty, like what beauty is to you and how that, for some reason, the way beauty falls on the Venusian signs, and we are one of them, is different. It evokes something different, maybe even healing for some people. Interestingly enough, I know it sounds superficial, but I like to take the superficial and cut it deeper and take a look at what all that is. And if you're a Libra who likes to do that, you like to be here. If not, well, I don't know. I don't know if I can help you. The first card out is the Strength card, and at the bottom of the deck is Justice. So I just wanted to point that out. We might take her out there. Okay, Katie is here with us. I'm just trying to figure out what else I have to clean up. Katie is here with us, so if there's some movement, I apologize in advance. I had done this reading, funnily enough, like multiple times before this one, and I don't know. If you notice if there's a type of perfection or wanting to say something the right way or do something the right way, taking a look at what the right way means, Libra. Your life has only been the right way, and if that has worked for you, it's because to an extent there may have been a part of you hiding. There may have been a part of you that wasn't very clear about who you are, whether you knew it or not. You're becoming very aware of what you've mentally hid from yourself and how that's affected the way that you've processed in your life, what strength means to you, how deep you can sense and feel compassion and the responsibility. I know this is a lot, which is why I'm like fidgety and uncomfortable. Like, hey, I'm here too, I get it. It's a read. And what responsibility you took, what wasn't yours to take, right? There's so much here with that, and what you're choosing now moving forward. You're gonna have to get off if you're not gonna be, you're in my space, sweetie. You know, Leo. So if there's a Leo in your life, there's a Leo, he's not a Leo, but if there's a Leo in your life, or in the season you come in and you're already confronted with mental obstacles or mental pressure, or needing to recognize something mentally, and how you are going to choose to move forward, how you find yourself at peace at one, how you can give yourself compassion first and then to the other person, and realize, like, if it does include someone else, either way, something that has happened has perhaps questioned your strength in your mind, and maybe even how safe you feel there. And for Libra, it's normally a very safe place, but right now you may be challenged to really listen to your intuition, which even deeper is your body. And if you want to go all the way to it, Leo is the heart. Leo is your support. The support for faith could be intuition. That's a part of it. Trusting your intuition is the act of faith, right? Like we'll start to put together, and you're going to start to put together all of these things that you're beginning to feel even more in your life. and all the versions of yourself. I'm sorry, but this is just what it is today. And how that had given you maybe a sense of control over how you've been viewed, how that relates to, and how you can keep it under wraps to a sense where it almost became this way of life for you to, for your success is like, if no one sees this, if I don't show this part of me and no one truly sees it, I never truly have to address it, even though I feel it whenever I don't show it. And if you already have understood this and you've been working through this for a while, if this is new to you, and you're just realizing this doesn't pertain to you, obviously keep it moving. But if this does, or you find yourself coming back here, I just want you to know that it's okay. That for some of you, it was just a control mechanism for being able to fit in, to be able to feel okay enough and give yourself like, not excuses, but it's what made it okay. This happened, as long as this happens, it makes this all okay for now. It makes this all okay for now if you've been giving yourself those excuses. And now you're getting the ability to take back control in your life in a way where your intuition, something told you to move on from something, from someone. Something became very abundantly clear and you needed to do something to take care of yourself. And you maybe have done it out of like, maybe it was for your mental health. Maybe it showed up emotionally. Maybe it showed up physically. Maybe it really did show up intuitively. Maybe it is all those things for you. And regardless, take one of them down, right? And notice how much, if you can allow yourself access to that. So even if you haven't made any physical moves, and this is just really an internal thing, if you can, give yourself this month, and we're not going to do it here, but meditation is really powerful, especially when it has to do with you connecting to the deeper part of yourself that does sense pain, or does sense that this has been strong for too long and now it needs extra love and care, it needs extra tenderness, it needs extra attention. And the more that you take back your power and you start living and choosing, regardless if nothing was really up on the table, you're bringing it up on the table now. You're like, oh, Leo season's really showing me, like, it's very clear. Whatever my role here is, whatever I've been doing here, there's something that's got to give. There's something that's changing my mind. Something is deeply shifting within me, and now it's coming out into my life, right? I need to give myself space. This is me talking for you. You need to give yourself space in a way that is caring for you. That amount of time is no one's business. If you need to give yourself time right now, you can explain that to anybody who needs to know, but that's your way of taking back control, is saying yes or no to something, situation, to yourself, and noticing how that progresses out into your life. And how that shifts your view and gives you back a sense of power, a sense of control, a sense of neutrality within yourself to address what is real for you, what you do deeply connect to, what you do believe in. It's maybe for some of you, you know what you believe, and now you're not scared to show it and you're owning it, because you're not just this object. You're not just, it's like, oh, the pretty girl said something smart, or the nice one said something very not so nice, but does it match up with kind? If you've ever had those experiences in your life, and if you haven't and you've been supported, thank you. We love you. And if you haven't, you're seeing very clearly now how living in that way, whether it was from someone else, you taking on something at such a young age that you didn't even know. And you've been living out of that way because it made sense to where you are and what you have been told, that this is the way that you're loved or needed. And even if it sounds like you thought you got yourself out of that umbrella, if you haven't, you're now realizing where and what that pain point is and how that stopped you from being yourself, speaking up for yourself, owning really who you are, and how certain maybe desires came from that place. And because you're able to now speak up for this part of you, because you're able now to feel safe enough. So I want to overemphasize that if you're beating yourself up right now, or you're thinking shoulda, coulda, woulda, it's not going to help. This is my way of being lovingly compassionate Leo season. And that's why I needed to do this reading over, because I needed to give you guys the right amount of energy. I need to give us the right amount of energy, you know? Okay. To be able to look to the future and see something that is real and what you want and what is yours and what takes you out of being paralyzed to some kind of way. You may have been playing a role that has put to rest a certain part of you, and everything you've been doing you thought was for something, but really it was just to awaken something else, to reveal something else to you. And Leo season is doing that favor for everyone and revealing what it is. And for you, this goes away when you're able to look at your life and decide for yourself, speak up for yourself, for your values, and realize how powerful that actually is. You go from feeling like this to experiencing this. What is that? It's a way for you to feel a freedom, that knowing things are transactional, but not doing it as a baseline, not doing it as a default, I should say. If you're ever in a relationship and it feels like a default, Libra, those relationships will become very apparent. And I say it like that because we default to certain things to keep ourselves protected, to keep our egos protected. So for some of you, it is a very deep ego death. It's the death to the transformation. I don't see, it's so funny how cats fit places that you never thought there was even room to fit. And we kind of match today. So your ego, something is that has been in front of you is now moving behind you. We're going to use Biddy in the example of this reading. Now I have more room. Oh, sweetie, you okay? Got room back there? We go through phases. He goes through phases of being like super loving. He's like a really funny cat. He has moments where he just has so much energy and he's skittish. A lot changed after he got neutered, to be honest with you. But he is a funny cat, and he's smarter than he seems and appears to be. But he's also has boundaries with where you can touch him on his body, and how he lays with you, and how much time you can hold him, and that's okay. It's funny because it's just like the strength card with him. He like wants to bite, and you're like, okay, that's how I know to put you down. That's how I know to take a pause. What can we learn here, Libra? Why am I saying this, Libra? Why am I emphasizing it? I'm emphasizing it because you're seeing where you need to really commit to that part of you, where you get so far, but then you decide to detach. You need to feel the pain it feels to go through what you've been through, whatever that is, wherever you felt alone, wherever you felt unwelcome, and how that became your home. So you adjusted, perhaps many times over, and now you realize that the adjustment is not to adjust. The alignment is to actually be with yourself. Experiencing yourself was the last video. And now that you've been experiencing yourself, you realize what a joy it is, how powerful it is, what your energy brings. You may be talking to someone, you may need to approach someone or speak to someone who you felt who had maybe some kind of power over you. This could be a parental figure, or someone who really, whose values were really instilled in you. Like they were the one who instilled this value in you or helped support this version of you. And there's maybe been a veil between you and that world, and now in order to reconnect with this person, you need to be able, or the situation or yourself, you need to be able to be very honest and clear. Sorry, this cat here. You know, in the past that would make me want to restart a video. But we're just gonna let it, because it's like, ooh, it's flying around. You need to be honest and clear, even if whomever you are needing to speak to, whatever part of you you're needing to speak to, that the action needed to be taken is one that is extremely powerful for what has had power over you. And one thing, Libra, that you know sometimes, but then for some reason certain dynamics can make you pull back, is that you need to be able to mean what you say and have it be heard, just like any other human in your life, right? So if the only way you feel like it would be worth it is to do it internally, to do it with a therapist, or I'm sorry, I don't always rep therapy, but I do think it's important, or a professional. I'm just gonna say a mental health professional. Even trusted people in your life, right? So there are many different ways to express this through word. Like if you don't think someone's going to listen to, or you don't, again, whatever that relationship with this person, this figure, the situation is, you can write, you can email, you can just do that for practice. I'm giving you tools because for some people this is life-changing, and the proper support needs to be there. That's the whole point, is that Leo season shows you what true support is, and you're able to then now free fall almost into the support. You're able to now commit to what you didn't realize that, you know, you're like, yeah, great, everything, like I put so much into everything, but you still, why? That's not the point. Like, don't be afraid of what you want. And for some of you have been afraid of yourself to an extent. Use this as like a louder metaphor. You've been afraid of what's possible for you. You've shown which way has been, you either went the way that's been shown to you or the opposite, just to prove that there is an opposite, and now there's a lot changing, you know? Your way of life is like, the power in it is like, listen, I know what was, I know this, but right now I am different, and I'm saying it, and I'm going to do it. So don't act surprised, and if you do, I'm gonna say, well, I did warn you and I didn't have to. Who warned me? Who warned you, Libra? Who warned you about this life? Nobody. You know, nobody. You're seeing where your commitments have gotten you and your lack of commitment has gotten you, one way or another. What you've been responsible for as opposed to what you're choosing to be responsible for moving forward. Something is lifting, a weight is lifting off of you. And you are a part of that, and you are important, and you are strong. Not just mentally, but now your body has the chance to gain its strength back, or in general. It's like a resurgence. It's like unveiling and resurge, an integration, a whole, just a whole new level of depth and connection It's possible now. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Beautiful. I love you here. Check out everything below. Second part, we'll get into lots and lots to talk about. Especially if your career is shifting, how this is shifting your perception of career for Libra risings. Career, and I will yeah, so your mental health, yeah. Your mental health is really important right now, as you know, how this like, this is an identity shift, right? An ego death, and what's been kind of stopping certain things from progressing. But now you leave Leo season with effervescence. Yes. Okay. And it will change work too. What work looks like, yeah. Work, career, this veil, your voice, how that's changing even maybe the reaction in your body, how that's opening up your heart, creating even more support, which is the subconscious of the heart. We'll get into it. And I'm excited to see the growth. We'll see you next month, Libra. We'll see you in the links, and I hope to work with you soon.